We just want you to know life isn't fun unless you're doing it on purpose. And when you are doing it on purpose, then it feels to you, and it is exactly this way, that the entire universe is backing you up, wrapping you with a blanket of well-being, always, always there to deliver to you, not just generally what you want, but specifically what you want on every subject. You get to carve it out. You get to look through the catalogs of life. You get to sift and sort and throw into your vortex. And then, friends, you get to vibrationally tune yourself to the frequency of who you are, and you get to experience those two powerful representations of the frequency that you have accomplished. The manifestation and the wonderful feeling of expansion as it is unfolding. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. We see it as our best value to you to keep you on your signal of what you are wanting. We will listen to you briefly about whatever it is you want to talk about. But you're going to discover we are not very excited about assisting you in continuing to build the pathways and the thoughtways and constructing the process toward things that you do not want. There is just no justification. There is no value. There is no reason to spend any time in explanation of what you do not want. Because in all that you've been living, you've created a vortex of accomplishment that is vibrationally accurate and is in real time. In other words, right here and now, the vibration of who you have become is active and available to us and to you. If you were in Australia right now, it is tomorrow. That's so strange. Jerry and Esther just love that odd feeling of being in Australia and calling back to the office in Texas and saying, we are living your future. It's really good. You're going to like it when you get there. And of course, that's not accurate, is it? Because whether it is Saturday in California and Sunday in Australia, it's still now. And whether it is physically manifesting as it is with you in your magnificent bodies, or non-physically understood as it is with us from this perspective of source energy, is still now. And whether it is your vortex that is a vibrational gathering of cooperative components, whether you can see it or not, is still now. We want you to train yourself to the vibrational eyes that only your emotional understanding will give you. We want you to follow the path of what you feel rather than the path of what you see. We want you to be deliberate about your thinking and speaking and blogging yourself into vibrational alignment with who you are. What do you want to talk about? We'll take thought beyond what it has been before. It is certain we can feel who you are. Be playful about it. Don't worry if we don't call you to the chair. Everyone who sits here is in the process of helping you to know what it is you want to know. Every subject that is active within you is understood by us, and we will address every single one of them fully. Begin right here. Do you like knowing that you're vibrational? Yeah. Do you like the idea of your vortex, who is all that you are, beating a signal that is so powerful that if you will allow it, it will train you into the frequency of it? Do you know what will happen when you allow your vortex to train you upward? Things that you want will manifest. And do you know what is the only thing that is keeping you from allowing your vortex to train you upward? Attention to unwanted things. That's all. If you'll stop doing that thing you do, your vortex will have its way with you. And when it does, you will like it.
Hello. How's my voice sound in this beautiful microphone, Jerry? Good? Good.
He is very pleased, yes.
So am I. Very pleased. I actually told my parents I would be up here next. About meditation, I appreciate that first statement. About meditation, I have a hard time.
Now, this is a statement of observation that is building a pathway that you're going to have to undo.
Okay.
It's all right.
That's why I'm here.
But the question that we want to put to all of you is, why go to the trouble of building a wall that you're going to have to take down before you can get to where you want to go? It's like, let me just build this little barricade for the purpose of clarification, and then I'll knock it down. So just be aware of how you're phrasing things, how you're focusing your thoughts into sentences is a big part of the way you construct differently than you mean to. So when you start a sentence out by, I have a hard time with, You're just deliberately building the trouble with that is, what I don't like about that is, the thing that bothers me most about this is, in other words, you have a bunch of those phrases that not just you, but everyone does. So let every sentence begin in the direction of where you hope to end up. The improvement I'm looking for is constructing a thought way that's different than the struggle I have with this is.
Right.
See what we're getting at?
I do. And so I will say, I would like to know the easiest way for me to release that resistance and get in the vortex, because I'm a very physical person. I really like moving. So laying down.
Well, usually the easiest way to release resistance on any subject is to take a hiatus from the subject. Because if you're having a hard time letting loose of it, it means it's specific. And the only reason it remains specific is because it's been getting quite a bit of recent traffic. Quite a bit of recent attention. So if you can do something about diffusing the attention by saying things like, well, I don't have to think about that now, and I'll just put that on the back burner. And I know I've got the new and improved version of that in my vortex that's working its way out. And there isn't anything for me to do right now about that anyway. And when I take effort from the standpoint of the vibration that doesn't match it, it's just counterproductive anyway. So I think I'll just chill on this. Aren't those good statements? Later gator. Esther says later gator. Later gator, later gator. It's her way of saying, if I think about it now, I know I will be constructing thought paths that later I will have to undo. So I'm going to think about it later from inside the vortex. Or I'm not going to think about it.
Right.
Do you ever have people that they want to talk about it now? I want to talk about this and I want to talk about this now. Please don't make me. I want to talk about this and I want to talk about this now. And you just know no good's going to come from it. It's just going to get bigger and badder and bigger and badder and bigger and badder. So the best mantra from this seminar is later gator.
Okay. I guess I was just wondering if meditation is benefiting me at this time.
Always.
Okay.
Every single time. Because a successful meditation is a stopping of thought. And a stopping of thought is a releasing of resistance. Have you been listening to this one yet?
Yeah, I have actually. We've had it since it came out, and I listened to it. I was listening to it last night, but I just find myself really, okay, so I'll be on perfect breath count. I'll hear every word you say, and I'll be thinking another thought.
Here's the thing to watch for. Several of you are listening to this, yes? So let's have a discussion about that just for a moment. So
Perfect.
It takes some attention to get your breath synced up with the music, yes?
Right.
And when you do you feel sort of successful? So in that process, there is absolutely, no matter what mind chatter is happening, no matter what, if you manage to get your breath synced up with the music, you have deactivated some thought. Maybe not all, but you have deactivated some resistance and you are less resistant than you were before, no matter what. So let's say that you are listening to the words, but let's say that you're not really hearing what they're saying. That's all right. That means you're in a diffused state. That means you're in a defocused state. That means you're in an allowing state. Now let's say that the word springs forward and you hear it. Suddenly you are really aware of the words that we are speaking while you are listening. That means you are either really on sync with the vibration or you are not. If the words come forward to you in a strong way, it means that you're focused. And if the words come forth and are pleasurable as you hear them, that means you've managed to release resistance. The vortex has trained your vibration and you're right on sync. So you're hearing those words in a more emphatic, deep way than you ever have before. You with us? And you've had that experience? So then, does your mind ever wander away from what you're hearing? When that happens, if you will be aware of how the thought feels, in other words, when your mind wanders, if it's pleasurable, then that means the vortex trained you to a higher frequency, and now law of attraction is gathering some thoughts that are on that frequency, and you've queued yourself up for the potential of a really good idea flowing into your experience. Do you ever find yourself just having to jump right out of the meditation because you want to go write something down? That's what happened. The meditation trained your vibration upward. You got in rhythm with what's in your vortex. And now what's in the vortex is revealing itself to you in the form of good ideas, you see. We're not trying to teach you to have a quieted mind. We're trying to teach you how to have no resistance. The path for most people to no resistance is a quiet mind, because it's easier to teach you to have no thought than to have pure positive thought. If you're really specific and negative, then anything that you can do to quiet your mind, which means maybe drop out of school, maybe go to the beach, maybe go get a massage, do anything you can to sort of break that attraction or those thought ways. But eventually you want to get hold of what's going on with the power of your own mind. You have the ability to bring yourself into alignment with who you are and then think really specific thoughts about it. So would you say that what we're encouraging you to do is not think? Never. Would you say that what we're saying to you is if you're in a negative place, don't think? Yes. If you're in a negative place, don't think, don't speak, don't call anyone, don't send an email. Don't build the thought ways. If you're in a negative place, you have one thing to do. Chill. You have one thing to do. Do anything that you can do to break the patterns of thought. And so meditation is the best thing that we know of, because it causes you to focus in a way that will release the resistance. If you're in a really good feeling place, do you think that's a good time to think?
Yes.
Why? Because you'll get a lot done? Or because it's pleasurable to think really specific thoughts when you're inside the vortex? You see what we're getting at? The whole thing is for your pleasure. Do you ever find a daydream that's pleasing to you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever find one that isn't? Isn't it clear that you want to focus yourself into the vortex, into alignment? And there are all kinds of benefits that come from it. But the thing that we want you, and we can feel you picking up on it more and more, we want you to acknowledge the existence of the vortex, the perfection of what's gathered there, and your singular intention regarding it. Your singular intention is to get in there and let it have its way with you. Get in there and let law of attraction reveal to you everything that you've incrementally put in there, you see. So when someone says, I need to know what I'm intending, I need to think about what I want, we say, you've already done that. It's already in there. Now that effort is counterproductive, because the more you try to think about what you think you want from your place of thinking that you don't have it, the more you introduce resistance to the whole thing and bog the whole thing down. So is it really possible that the flower children had it right all along? Is it really possible? Is it really possible that it's just about letting go? And we say, yes, but a lot of them weren't doing it either. In other words, you can't be a protester and protest your way into the vortex. You can't be against anything and get into the vortex. The vortex represents the vibrational version of all that you have created through all that you have lived, and stands as the culmination of all that you are, and is incessantly calling you gently and softly and steadily, but dynamically and powerfully forward into not an instant manifestation, but into a path that as it unfolds will give you what you've all come forth to live, a really rich and delicious and satisfying moment-to-moment experience. When you take the time to get into the vortex, and then you get out into traffic, then you get out into the flow of things, the universe dances with you. Butterflies come by at the right moment. Birds come by at the right moment. People and children and dogs with their heads out the window, and traffic, people who will yield for you, and traffic signals, and the way you breathe, and the way your cells are metabolizing, and the way your blood is flowing. In other words, there is a level of delicious creation in a physical body, the likes of which most people have deprived themselves all of your life. And when you start breathing yourself into alignment, and then you go out into the day, tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the fullness of who you are, and you allow this benevolent universe who has your number, who knows every single thing about everything that you want, just feeding you the gentle thoughts, the gentle images, the interaction with others, the ideas. You find yourself thinking of things just at the right moment. The edge comes off of everything. You become more productive. You have more fun. In other words, life in the vortex is really, really delicious. And by that, we mean productive in the highest sense of the word. But the productivity that we're looking for all of you is joy, 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 joy. And when you let that joy be your mantra and your quest, and you train yourself into the vortex, then not only do you get joy and money. Not only do you get joy and a lot of good friends around you. Not only do you get joy, but you get joy and a really good feeling body and a beautiful place to live and in a beautiful environment around you. And the universe will just knock its stuff out to deliver to you every incremental thing that you've ever thought was a really good idea if you will just take time to get into the vortex.